What's up, guys? I'm going to be talking about some TV today. I just finished Master of None Season 2. I know I'm super late, but I'm really bad at TV, keeping up with TV. So I just finished it, wanted to make a little video and talk about it. Spoilers ahead, obviously. If you haven't seen Master of None Season 2 and you're planning on it, stop watching this right now. Because I'm actually going to start by talking about the end of the season. I like the ending, but I feel like I could have liked it more. I like what they tried to do by leaving it open-ended and leaving it kind of ambiguous, but I think they could have taken that even a step further, because there's the last two shots of the whole season where Pino is about to walk out and Francesca says well, or she says something like that, and then there's a hard cut, and then the next thing we see is Francesca and Dev in bed together. And while they do a good job of leaving it sort of ambiguous because they're not like cuddled up and happy and like sleeping together, I almost wish that if they were going to go that path, that they had just stopped on the first hard cut and that was just the end of this season. Because sure, like, we don't know if they're going to end up together, if they're going to be happy together, if their relationship is going to work, but we do know at the very least that she left Pino and that she's staying in New York for the time being. So I like what they tried to do. I wish they had just done it even more so. On the whole, I like the season a lot. It's a lot like the first season in the non-linear way that the story progresses. There's the storyline that we see with Dev throughout the whole season, but there's also these little episodes peppered in between. One of my favorite of which is the Thanksgiving episode, in my opinion, one of the strongest episodes of the entire season, where we really get to see a lot more about Denise, about Lena Waithe's character. This episode is really fantastically directed by Melina Matsoukas, who is also known for doing some of Insecure and a lot of Beyonce and Rihanna music videos. And it's really, really fantastically acted. We get to see Angela Bassett in this as Denise's mother, Catherine. She's fantastic. It's a really, really cool thing that they do here, where they address specifically attitudes towards lesbianism among Black women, and that's like an awesome topic that I would be interested to know if has ever been talked about on TV before. And it's being done really, really well. That episode might have been my favorite. Really, really good regardless. Like I said, Lena Waithe's acting in that episode specifically I think is really, really great. Eric Wareheim is really awesome. His particular brand of silliness is really present all throughout the season. In regards to Aziz's acting, this is something that I felt in the first season as well. It's kind of hard to pin down, but Aziz, to me, sometimes acts like he's doing stand-up, particularly in the funny bits, like the banter. You can tell that, and because that's what he comes from, that's what he knows, and he wrote this, so there's a little bit it hits the ear in a weird way sometimes, but I feel like in this season particularly, in a lot of the really dramatic moments, he really brought it, and he was really, really good. He's really sensitive, and he doesn't I feel like he wasn't overthinking it. I really liked his performance a lot, especially in the second to last episode, probably my favorite, and you really just get to see so much of Dev and Francesca's relationship just blossoming. And it's beautiful, and it's also heartbreaking at the same time. I had to go to work after I watched this episode, and I just didn't want to at all. I wanted to just cuddle up on the couch with a blanket and cry. But really, really great episode. The last thing I'll say about the whole season, and this is something that they did as well in season 1, is the way they deal with race. I think is really, really awesome, because it's simultaneously an issue and a non-issue. Let me explain what I mean. We see a lot of characters in the show. There's a lot of people that only have one scene because they're on a date with Dev or something like that, and this was the same in the first season. There's a lot of little characters that come in, and there's the actors that they choose for all of these roles are crazy diverse. In a way, I think that Master of None does what it is asking of all TV to do, particularly if we flash back to season 1, the scene where Dev is auditioning for the Buddies show or whatever that is, and they want both him and his friend, but they don't cast both of them because, like, oh, then there'd be 2 Indian guys and that'd be weird because then it'd be like the Indian show. But really they're just guys. That's what Master of None does, is all of the characters, it doesn't matter what their race is, especially the little characters, the little side characters. They're just people. They're just people, and I think that the casting department or whoever is making these decisions to cast so diversely for all these different roles, I think is really, really awesome. In addition to, obviously, the main core cast, you have an Indian guy and a homosexual black woman and a big tall white dude, and I think it's just really great. I have one friend who he's an actor, he's a person of color, and he has said to me before that the main thing that he just wants is more opportunities to just play a guy instead of like a black guy. Do you know what I mean? And I think that is a thing that Master of None is doing. Whenever we see Dev on dates, or whenever we see, there's just like little opportunities, Master of None takes those and says, we're gonna, offer some exposure to minorities here. And I think that's exceptional, and I think that's kind of the point of the show. And they continue doing it with season 2. They continue discussing hard topics. Also, can I just say the Chef Jeff and Harvey Weinstein parallel? Like, I watched the last episode like the day all the Harvey Weinstein stuff came out, and it was like the season came out in like April or May or something. So like I don't know, that was a crazy coincidence to me, but just the foresight and the insight into the industry and into, race relations in our whole country is just, it's so spot on, it's so topical, it's so funny, it's really well acted, and it is very touching at moments as well. So Master of None season 2, liked it a lot, 2 thumbs up. I haven't really decided if I'm gonna do like ratings with this deal or anything, but if I did have to rate it out of 5 stars, I would give it a solid 4 out of 5 stars, and that's primarily due, I think, to the last couple of episodes. Dev and Francesca's relationship, I really bought it. I thought it was really well crafted, really well acted. Yeah, just really, really solid season for me. I'll be back more to talk about movies or TV or music or whatever I want.